Grace and peace, beloved of God. I'm Apostle Cheryl L. Richardson, and I welcome you to our candid Facebook Live discussion, which is entitled Shatter the Silence. We're going to be talking about domestic violence. We are expecting to have a guest, and that is Lisa Alexander. She is the CEO of Stand Up Survivor. She has a Facebook page, so hop on over there and join over there. And hey, Kelly. I see Kelly's watching. So we're going to give it a few minutes to give people an opportunity to find us and to get on here. And if you're watching, share. Start a watch party. You can do that on your channel. And we will go from there. So I'm waiting for Lisa, and then we can get her viewpoint. She's very experienced in this arena, and like I said, she has an organization that she has started that is doing amazing things. I love her spirit, and I trust her in terms of her integrity. So can't wait to have her join us. As you all know, I'm an apostle in the Lord's Church. I am a career military veteran. I am a career mental health professional. And so my experience is rather broad-based. I grew up in a household in which domestic violence was definitely present. I've experienced it myself as an adult. And so my perspective is pretty well rounded. I've also had countless patients who were victims, and I've even treated perpetrators. So this is a topic that we are passionate about because it has such a negative effect on society at large, and even in the church. And so when you think about all of the entities that I've stated that I have experience with, the military, being a corporate mental health professional person, and having that been a career, these are all entities that have a certain standard or status that's affixed to them. And there's a certain perception that the public has of us in general. And there's no room for people to be fallible. There's no room for them to be victims. And certainly in ministry, that is the case. And so our concern is that there are so many things that are holding the Church of the Lord hostage at this point in time. And these are things that we have dominion over because He's stated that we have dominion over everything that's going on around us, right? But we've got to be able to walk in it and exercise it. And I think the only way that we can do that effectively is to make sure that we are educating and raising awareness. And so there are many concerns that we have regarding why things seem to be so out of control. We are determined to do our part in terms of raising awareness. And to that end, we established Anointed Fire Empowerment Enterprises. And beneath that umbrella is Anointed Fire Empowerment Courses. We have courses that we offer that will help to educate you and undergird you regarding the stigma associated with domestic violence, where it comes from, how to deal with it, what we can do collectively as a society to stamp it out. It is an issue worldwide. And so I'm going to have Kelly post the link for Anointed Fire Empowerment Courses. And also, if you're interested in becoming an affiliate, which means that you can earn passive income, then you can inbox me either here at Lion of Judah Global Impact Ministries or on my personal Facebook page, Cheryl Richardson, or on the other page, Apostle Cheryl L. Richardson. But inbox me and let me know if you want to be an affiliate. And that way, you enroll in the course, and you encourage others to take the course. The only way we're going to get educated is for us to sit down and decide that we're going to be educated and we're going to learn what it is we're supposed to be doing, okay? And so that's our thrust, and that's our focus, and that is our purpose, to educate as many people as possible. So that's a way that you can help further the cause, is to encourage others to enroll in the courses. Ministry teams really should avail themselves of this training. Domestic violence is off the chain in the church. There are studies that indicate that the rate of domestic violence is even higher in the church than it is outside of the church. And I think that there are several reasons for that we can discuss, at a later date. But this illusion that we have that we are exempt or that we're not confronted with these challenges because we have a relationship with Christ, because we profess to have one, because we're in the church every time the door opens, because we sow our seed, because we are supportive, it's exactly that. It's an illusion, all right? And so it's important that we accept our responsibility for how out of control things have seemingly become. And Kelly, the door. For how out of control things have become. So, having said that, hey Ashley, I see Ashley's watching. We're waiting for Lisa. I'm not sure where she is, but we're waiting for her so that she can come on and be interviewed. But while we wait, we're going to keep plowing ahead because that is what we do. All right. I'm going to share some statistics with you regarding domestic violence. First of all, I've already mentioned that it's a silent epidemic within the church. It's a silent epidemic in society as a whole. Hey, Cassie. It's a silent epidemic in the church as a whole. And hold on a second. Y'all know the snickerdoodles, right? They're going to go to the pound if they don't stop all that noise. That's where they're going, to the pound. And they can pray when they get there. Amen. Okay. All right. So, 1 in 10 women have been raped by an intimate partner. That's one statistic that I wanted you to be aware of. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men have been victims of severe physical violence. And so it's important that we state up front that men are also victims of domestic violence, all right? It's not something that's limited to women being the victim and that's it, and it's always the men that are the perpetrators. That's not true. It's not true. And as a matter of fact, when men do complain about it, or even go to the police about it, or go to a domestic violence shelter about it, most shelters are geared to shelter women and children. Men are often, they feel ridiculed, they don't feel supported when they go to seek help, because there's this question about, well, how could you let a woman, take advantage of you or beat you or whatever. And so there's a lot of ignorance around this subject that we truly need to get a handle on so that we can do something about it, okay? The idea that only people who don't know who Jesus is are victims or perpetrators is ludicrous, quite frankly, okay? Because as I've stated, it's an epidemic in the church as well. It's not something that God is pleased with at all. There's no excuse. It does not matter if you were dropped on your head at birth, if your father was a crack addict, if your mama abandoned you when you was 2. There are many people who meet those criteria and they manage not to be abusive individuals. So there's no excuse for it. It's not love. It's about power and control always. It's always about power and control, okay? And so let's understand that when we're talking about domestic violence, it does not discriminate. It does not matter what your socioeconomic background is. It does not matter how many alphabets you have behind your name, how many degrees you have earned, or been honorably bestowed upon you, all right? It does not matter what your religion is. It does not matter what your gender is, what your sexual orientation is, who your grandparents were, what part of town you live in. It doesn't matter if you have a title in ministry. It doesn't matter if you a bishop, apostle, usher, doorkeeper. It doesn't matter. It doesn't discriminate. Anyone in any of those categories can be either a victim or a perpetrator. Just let that sink in. They can be a victim or a perpetrator in any of those categories, okay? So let's first get rid of this notion that we have that only certain people behave this way, all right? One of the reasons that this discussion is necessary is because there are so many people that occupy positions of authority who are perpetrators. And there are many who are victims. All right? So we have a responsibility to engage in some introspection and understand and ask ourselves honestly, are we doing all that we can? Are we doing all that we can to address domestic violence? We can't address it if we don't acknowledge it. And culturally, I'm talking to church folk now, culturally, we're very secretive about anything that we think doesn't glorify God. What glorifies him is us not lying. What glorifies him is us being the truth, because he is the God of the issues that we actually struggle with, not the ones that we think we want to give to him for his input. So, there you have it. We've got to stop being dishonest with ourselves. We've got to stop discouraging people from sharing. We've got to stop dismissing it, normalizing inappropriate behavior. We need to hold one another accountable. We need to investigate when allegations are made. All right? And we certainly cannot, if someone comes to us and complains that they've been mistreated or that they're dealing with a domestic violence situation, misappropriate scripture, okay, and make them the problem. There is no good reason. There is no excuse. It doesn't matter what the other partner has done. There is no way that it is okay for an individual to be subjected to any kind of abuse. All right? So, we're talking about domestic violence. It's also known as intimate partner violence. Okay? Domestic abuse. It's all the same thing. And it's not okay. Now, Kelly's putting some numbers up that you may find helpful. Take note of those. Those are hotline resources that you can access in the event that you have a need. All right? So this is what I'm going to do for right now. I'm going to sign off real quick because Lisa just tried to call me. So I think she's having a problem connecting. And I will be right back. And in the meantime, you can tell other people to get on. All right? Okay. Bye-bye.